Hey folks, it is Vince the Evil DM back with another episode of Railguns and Dragons, continuing along in Rift's Chaos Earth. We're going to be talking a little bit about heroes in chaos and starting to create your character as well as the character classes, the OCCs that are involved with this book. Again, this is a world book for Chaos Earth, so you're going to be using these classes in this book to get the full experience of Chaos Earth. Obviously, your game, you can do whatever you want. Again, I have to always say that because some people kind of say, well, you can do this or that. Well, yeah, you can do this or that. You can do whatever you want in your game. Remember, these books are just guidelines. So your typical characters are men and women who refuse to defeat, to accept defeat and spit in the face of danger and monsters. They're there to save the human race. So typical alignments for this are going to be principled, scrupulous, and unprincipled, with more pragmatic and pessimistic and dissolution, embitterment, and self-serving gratitude towards anarchists and aberrant evil. The latter being savage, merciless, and cruel against the enemy, but loyal to the cause and teammates. With that said, you may want to include evil people in your campaign. I generally don't like when players play evil, all-out evil alignments. I don't think it really fits in with the story. Again, your game, you could do whatever you want. I have played an all-evil campaign, and generally those things go off the rails with the sudden silliness and absurdness that players get into because they think, well, I'm evil, I can do whatever I want. The evil with this particular group here still focuses on being somewhat of a hero. They are loyal to the cause of ridding the earth of the monsters and the aliens and whatever else, demons and everything else that's protruding on the earth, but they're probably going to do it in their own way possible and not worry about chain of command, orders of not kill. Oh, innocent got in the way. Darn. Kind of like think of the people that went a little crazy during Vietnam War when they just went all out crazy, just trying to get rid of the Viet Cong. So things like that. They were trying to kill Charlie. They did things that they shouldn't have, as the mental state of them in that jungle and the chaos that was going around and not knowing who to trust. The same thing can be applied here. So you may have people that have just snapped, turned evil, loyal to the cause, but will seek out the ways of doing it and may conflict with the group. I highly suggest not allowing evil people in your campaign or that evil. I like to allow up to a little bit of, selfish alignment type thing. Selfish is fine because generally they all align with the better half of people in life. So anyway, age. This is interesting now. The age, humans of the future live longer and remain versatile and youthful looking. So augmentation and cybernetics and drugs and everything have made people last well into their hundreds. Recorded 225 years old is the oldest person on record. So people who look 50 to 60 generally look, people who are aged 50 to 60 generally look and feel in their mid 30s. Around there. 79-year-olds look in their 40s and 50s, and 100 and 120-year-olds look like they were in their 60s, and beyond that would start to look like their 70s and 80s. Again, with life expectancy around 160 for males, 185 for females. I don't know how they got that, but, women do tend to last longer than men most of the time, so. Longevity. A lot of the deaths caused in Chaos Earth obviously come not from old age, but from the chaos ensuing that has happened around the Earth itself. The destruction, fighting in battle. Anyway, so when you're rolling up your characters and doing this, you do get a massive, well, not a massive, you get a nice little bonus here on the chart. And generally what I like to do is let people roll. I don't like the picking thing. I think that takes the immersion of the game away. But, your game, you do what you need to do. It tells you pick one set of genetic bonuses or roll randomly. I like the roll random thing. I come from the generation of roll randomly to get things, and it makes it for a better story, in my opinion. So you can get a bonus to your IQ and ME. You can get a little bonus to IQ and ME, get some physical strength, some PE, some PS, some speed, and then maybe you get a bonus of all those things. Who knows? Maybe physical beauty. Anyway, so your military occupational specialties are a set of skill specializations that you will get for being one of the NEMA pilots, or generally part of NEMA. That's just how it works. It's some free things that you get and bonuses, and then boom. We'll get into that in just a moment. Now, available equipment. Under each occupational class, obviously you get some available equipment that you're enlisted with, or you're given when you are enlisted, I should say. And once those things are generally gone, they're gone. You know, if you get lost or they used up, you generally have to buy them again. The supplies are limited here at this point in time, unless you're playing in the very beginning, like I was kind of talking about when I first started the series, about starting from day 0 or day 1, where you're going to have the players experience it as it's happening. Generally, this game is taking place while it's already happened, and you're months into it, or years into it, depending on how you're looking at it. So supplies are very limited, so whatever you have is what you have. You may be able to find some things, you may not. It really depends. So, all right. Oh, and another note here, unorthodox weapons. So basically, remember, you're part of the military. You're NEMA. You're the one that's replacing the military, government, things like that. So when you find things, alien weapons, magical, powerful items, you're supposed to be a good soldier and turn it in to see if they would allow you to keep it or not. Generally, it's a 24, 48-hour period when they test the things, look at the items, see what the danger of the rest of the team and the population is, and then they determine if they're going to keep it or allow you to have it. Now, keeping it generally means that it's for the greater good of society, and they're handing it off to someone who is more higher in rank, someone that is more experienced than you, someone that can handle these things, these dangerous alien technology. I would think as the GM, that's your call, what you want to do with this situation, with this box. Again, the book is just a guideline, so it doesn't really matter. So we're going to get to our first class here, or our first occupational class for the NEMA response teams. And the Chromium Guardsman basically is the Chaos Earth version of the Glitter Boy pilot. It's in its early stages, so it's got everything you need to get going. And this is the cavalry coming in. So when you see those old movies or TV shows and they see the cavalry arrive, these are the good guys, the guys in the white hats flying in to save the day, or riding in on a horse, I should say, to save the day. These are the ones that have the reflective armor, the beacon of hope, the Chromium Guardsman. Here's a nice picture of them. This is the early stage pictures of them. Obviously, the front cover of the book is pretty much them as well. You see above me here. So the Chromium Guardsman, you have to have a PP of at least 10 or higher. High IQ and ME are helpful, but not required. Again, they don't really say, the higher the better, obviously, for an IQ, because military training, you can advance further with a lot of all those bonuses. 65% are male, 35% are female. I'm guessing those numbers were put in there for in case you run into a random NPC and the GM can just kind of roll if it's male or female pilot or not. I don't really care about those things. I would just pick, oh, it's a male, oh, it's a female, who cares? So your occupational specialist is piloting the Chromium Guardsman power armor and heavy ordnance, i.e. heavy weapons. Now you can also grab things under these categories as well under the MOS, like the pilot, basic armor, you get 6% for that. Pilot armor, combat elite, Chromium Guardsman, you get that bonus. 2 choices, 10% each under pilot, excluding power armor and robots and aircraft. Reading and operate sensory equipment, you get plus 10 bonus to that. Weapons, these are the bonuses you get. Weapon proficiency, heavy, that's a good one. Heavy. Weapon proficiency, heavy energy weapons, railguns included. Now, in addition to the MOS bonuses and skills you get, reflected that was in basic training, you also get your OCC skills, obviously. You get math basic at 10% bonus, language native, standard, language foreign, 1 choice, you get a bonus of 10% at that. Literacy, native standard, literacy foreign, 1 choice, 10% bonus. Law, you get 20% bonus. Military etiquette, blah, 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 blah. Hand-to-hand basics, which can be exchanged to expert at the cost of 1 of your OCC skills, or martial arts, assassin of evil, for the cost of 2. Now, you as a GM don't have to allow that. Obviously, if you don't want people having these mega martial art character things, and you just want them to be basic military trained, and maybe you want to say no martial arts, or you can be an expert, but that's about it. Because not everybody's a kung fu martial arts expert, because everyone's going to min max and try to get those extra, things there. So your OCC related skills, which are not exactly the OCC skills, but they're related to, you get to select 6. Plus one select one and one additional 3 levels, 6, 9, and 12. And one thing to note that I don't think maybe I've said it, or I may not have said it in this. I don't know if how many people actually have said it in their videos of doing this. Anytime you pick new skills when you level up, those skills start at level 1, not level whatever you are. And I know a lot of people get that confused, especially I know some people in my group were thinking that at one point, and I had to correct them on that. Just because you're level 6 and it says you get to pick another skill doesn't mean your skill is going to be at a level 6 skill. It's going to be a level 1 proficiency. New skills start at level 1, you build them up. A little bit confusing, but some people don't realize that. Here's a list of the things you can pick from. Communications, any, you get a bonus of 5%. Domestic, any. Electrical, only basic skills, only basic ones only, and it'll break it down for you. And espionage, you can pick between these types. Horsemanship, you get none. Mechanical, automotive and basic auto mechanics only. Generally, all these little categories are telling you when you look under them, these are the ones you can have, can't have, or not allowed to use. You can get bonuses for various ones. Some of them even tell you can't double up on things. So then you get your secondary skills. You get 2 of them. And you get more and more and more as you level up, obviously, again, starting in level 1. Standard equipment is the Chromium Armor Power Suit, a variation on the US-10 from Rifts. It's described on page 89. Standard NEMA MDC body armor, energy rifle, sidearm clip, blah, blah, blah. First aid kit, the general stuff that a soldier will probably have when he's in the field. And an STC weapon of your choice. Money, interesting here that you would get paid during this time, but the G-Man gets a roof over his head, he gets food, clothing, and other basic provided free as part of his pay, as well as access to NEMA offices and military facilities. Monthly salary was 3,200 credits, but during the circumstances at war right now, you're down to 320 credits a month. So it's mainly that you get paid this little amount because of incentive and morale. You get to start off with 1d4 times 1,000 credits in your pocket or your stash. There's not really a bank system, so to speak. I mean, there probably is something, but I would think there wouldn't be a real good bank system. I would think it would be somewhere stash. Typically has a NEMA identification plant, so you do have a implant under your forearm or the back of your neck. A head jack with a filtration sound system, which is really awesome. A gyro compass and a clock calendar implant, so you always know what time and day it is, and you don't need anything else. These are probably the best type of class to play if you just want to blow shit up and be the hero. It's a fun class to play. I don't think it's an easy class to play all the time, but generally people like playing this class. And it does tell you in the book that you can diversify the group, as in some people be this class, some people be that class. It does tell you a squadron of certain OCCs is fun as well. Kevin talks a little bit about the play test and how it worked as far as splitting them up, all as one group. So it fared well as far as all as one group. Diversifying, they had a little bit of a challenge during combat, but the ones that were all just one group had to figure out and get help because they didn't have that other class in the group to do the other things. Just like any role-playing game, you need to have various roles. Not everybody could be the same role. I mean, think about playing like D&D or something, and you're all just priests, or you're all just rogues, you're all just thieves or something. You're all just fighters. At some point, you're going to need a magic user. At some point, you're going to need a cleric to heal you. You're going to need a thief to break those traps and, get into those doors and help you find the treasure because they're good at locating things. So, again, it can work, and it will work, but there's always other choices. Well, I hope you've had fun today. Hope you've learned something. Just put a comment down below. If you liked the video, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to hit the thanks button if you'd like to give me some thanks. Throw a few bucks to support this channel, or click the join button to get a monthly join, or just click to any of the links on my description below that helps support the channel as well by just going to it. With that said, I'm going to head out, keep it original, keep it old school, and get off my damn lawn.